15 of the most expensive wines in the world. Subscribe to the channel and comment down below saying I subscribed and this month's shoutout giveaway. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Trendy Gadget. If you're looking to spend a little cash on something extravagant, or you want to impress a dinner guest, then adding one of these bottles of wine to your collection should do the trick. However, a word of warning, you're going to need at least $6,000 to even consider purchasing one. Number 15. Domaine Leroy Musigny Grand Cru 2012, $14,550. Described as a magical and scrumptious wine, the Grand Cru has a flowery taste and a gentle silky texture. Related the top 20 richest women in the world 2019, if we were to sell the wine based on the state's reputation alone, then it's without a doubt worth every drop. However, the hot tail end of the summer in 2012 provided this wine with robustness like no other, so it can demand such a high price. Number 14. Domaine della Romani Conti Grand Cru 1990, $21,200. Next on the list of the most expensive wines in the world is the Romani Conti Grand Cru 1990. A bottle of this vintage red will cost you $21,200, but according to experts, it's well worth the investment. 1990 produced a fantastic wine due to a well-balanced harvest, rich in plentiful healthy grapes. Number 13. Penfolds Grange Hermitage 1951, $38,000. The first Australian wine on the list is the Penfolds Grange Hermitage 1951. With only 20 bottles in known existence, this is also one of the rarest wines on the planet, therefore its price reflects its limited status. The Hermitage is regarded by many as one of Australia's finest wines and is best described as predominantly Shiraz with a hint of cabernet sauvignon. Number 12. Chateau de Yquem, $117,000. The next bottle of wine is pretty cool, as it holds a Guinness World Record for being the most expensive bottle of white wine ever sold. It sold for $117,000 by the antique wine company to Christian Vaneke, a world-renowned wine connoisseur. It has such a large price tag because it was harvested in 1811 at the Chateau de Yquem, which was such a great harvest that many people claimed it to be the best white wine ever created. Number 11. Romani Conti 1945, $123,900. Next up we have the 1945 Romani Conti, which is super expensive due to the legendary vines of the Romani Conti being destroyed by phylloxera in 1946. Therefore, only 600 bottles could be manufactured before the vineyards could sell the wine again in 1952. Normal bottles can be purchased for $7,500. However, the one true original, owned by Udabet de Villaine, sold at auction in 2007 for $123,900. Number 10. Cheval Blanc Saint Emilion 1942, $135,125. Occupying the 10th position in a world-class vintage wine that sold for $135,125 in 2006. It is one of only two wines that have ever been granted Class A status in the classification of Saint Emilion wine. As far as we know, just 110,000 bottles were produced and only a few have managed to survive. Considered by the best sommeliers in the world as the finest Cheval Blanc in the 20th century, the Cheval Blanc Saint Emilion 1947 has a sensual flavour and luxurious texture. Number 9. Henry J.R. Vosny Romani Cross Parenteau 1999, $136,955. Number 9 on the list is actually a bit of a bargain, as the buyer got a whole case of wine instead of one individual bottle. Related, the 50 best TV shows of all time. The case of Cross Parenteau sold for $136,955 at a Christie's Hong Kong wine sale. It was produced in the heart of France Burgundy wine region and I'm sure made the buyer a very happy chappy indeed. Number 8. Chateau Lafite 1787, $156,450. Dubbed as the most expensive standard bottle of wine in the world, the vintage Chateau Lafite 1787 is thought to be from Thomas Jefferson's cellar. This theory comes from his initials, THJ, being etched into the bottle and his well-known love and passion for wine. The Chateau Lafite 1787 was purchased by publisher tycoon Malcolm Forbes in 1985 and is one of the most expensive wines in the world. Number 7. Ampoule from Penfolds, $168,000. Each one of these extraordinary bottles of wine cost $168,000. Released by South Australia's most famous winery, Penfolds, the wine does not have much of history. Instead, it relies on the experience, presentation and reputation of the brand. Tasting the wine is meant to be an experience in itself, as you have to break off a small piece of wood before you ever begin to get the wine. Number 6. Chateau Margaux, 1787, $225,000. This bottle of wine can no longer be bought by any amount of money. Unfortunately, it was knocked over by a waiter during a Magal dinner in a four-season hotel. It was said to be the most expensive wine unsold and is thought to be another bottle from Jefferson's collection. The owner originally valued it at $500,000. However, its actual value was lowered to $225,000, as this was the amount insurers paid. Number 5. Chateau Lafite, 1869, $230,000. This bottle of wine caused quite a stir when it went up for auction in Hong Kong. Auctioneers only anticipated it to reach a respectful $8,000. However, to their surprise, an anonymous bidder, Asia, claimed the highest bid, $230,000. In Asia, the Chateau Lafite 1869 is considered by many to be extremely rare, so bidders were willing to pay big money to secure one of the world's most expensive wines. Number 4. Shipwrecked 1907 Hyde Syke, $275,000. $275,000 for a bottle of wine would seem ridiculous to most. However, this wine has a very unique and exciting story which easily justifies the price. In 1916, a ship carrying the wine was torpedoed by a German submarine in the First World War, causing it to sink to the bottom of the ocean for over 80 years. The wreckage was discovered in 1997 and 2,000 bottles were saved. So even if you can't drink it, $275,000 gets you an incredible piece of history and a fantastic story to tell at dinner parties. Number 3. Cheval Blanc, 1947, $305,000. Coming in at number 3 on our list of most expensive wines is the 1947 Chateau Cheval Blanc. Considered to be the best Bordeaux ever made, it was sold at an auction to an anonymous buyer for $303,375. Being the recipient of the exclusive Premier Grand Cru Class A rank in the classification of St. Emilion wine in 2012, Chateau Cheval Blanc is well regarded as one of the most prestigious winemakers in the world. Number 2. Jeroboam of Chateau Mouton Rothschild, 1945, $310,000. Originated from the vineyards of the richest family on earth, it's no surprise that this bottle of wine has such an outrageous price tag. With symbolism on the label indicating the victory of the Allied forces in the Second World War, the wine is said to be one of the best vintages of the last 100 years. If you can't quite afford to buy a bottle, then why not try a glass for $8,631? I'll take 2 of them. Number 1. Screaming Eagle Cabernet, 1992, $500,000. Costing a whopping $500,000 for a single bottle, the most expensive wine in the world costs more than an average home. Over the years, the Cabernet has topped several of the world's most expensive wine lists. It eventually sold at a charity auction in 2000. The wine is aged in 60% new oak and has an aroma of black currants, a subtle trace of oak, and an opaque purple appearance. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos out on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.